And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. The Georgia Southern football team finished off the season on the road in Boone, North Carolina, where they fell to the Appalachian State Mountaineers by a score of 27-3. The Eagles end the season with a record of 3-9. News coming out of the Georgia Southern Athletic Department that Kevin Whitley was the only assistant coach that was currently on the staff that head coach Clay Helton will retain. Still waiting to find out who will finish off his staff hires, which will probably be trickling in the next week or so. We'll let you know when that becomes available. We'll hear from Coach Helton at the Savannah Quarterbacks Club meeting that he had earlier this week. And we'll also send you out for some highlights from Georgia Southern and Appalachian State in just a bit. As for area high schools, the football teams all finished things up this past week. This week, the flag football teams from our area were able to get things underway in the state playoffs. Statesboro High falling in their game to the defending state champs Calvary on the road in Savannah, 18-6. Meanwhile, the Portal Panthers and the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets both were able to sweep their opening rounds and are both in the Elite Eight. We'll show you some highlights from Southeast Bulloch coming up in just a moment. Also, Georgia Southern women's basketball team split a pair of games in their tournament that they held this weekend. We'll send you out for highlights of that and plenty more coming up on Upon Further Review. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888. or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com.
You choose the combination, and they'll cook in their 500-degree brick oven in just a few minutes. Your own delicious pizza experience using only the freshest ingredients on hand-tossed dough and individually sized just for you. And that Eagle Nation is why they're called Your Pie, because it's all about you. The Your Pie in Statesboro and downtown Savannah is owned and operated by Joe Hunt, a Georgia Southern grad. So when you order your next pizza, be true blue and make it all about you. Go see Joe at Your Pie, and I guarantee it, you'll be glad you did.
McCook's Pharmacy, located on Highway 80 East, is family owned and operated by Lynn and Janie McCook, as well as their son, Josh McCook. Serving the Bulloch County area since 2005, McCook's Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service where the customers come first. Vaccinations are available, including shingles, flu, pneumonia, and Tdap. Drive-through service is available with 2 drive-through windows for your convenience. McCook's Pharmacy offers free local deliveries, and new customers are always welcome. Continuing the tradition of our family caring for your family, McCook's Pharmacy, Highway 80 East. Well, typically when Georgia Southern and Appalachian State meet on the football field, there's plenty on the line. Unfortunately, that's not the case this past Saturday. Appalachian State had already clinched their division, win or lose against the Eagles, and for Georgia Southern, they were only playing for pride in finishing out the season. They played pretty tough for almost a full 3 quarters of play. We're down only 7-3. The ensuing kickoff ends up being returned for a touchdown, and the Eagles outscored 20-0 the rest of the way as they drop their 9th game of the season, 3-9 on the year. Let's send you out for some of the highlights and hear from our interim head coach and a couple of the players. The mountains of Boone, North Carolina, Georgia Southern wrapping up the regular season against Appalachian State. We picked things up late in the first. The Mountaineers going for it on 4th and 9, and it pays off. Chase Bryce to Malik Williams, a 36-yard touchdown, and it's 7-0 Appalachian State. The Eagle defense would stiffen from there. Dylan Springer helping out on the tackle for a loss. We move to the second quarter. Appalachian State going for it on 4th down again. This time the Eagles able to stop them. A big play for Anthony Williams and some of his teammates on this one. Trouble was the Georgia Southern offense having all kinds of trouble getting going. Logan Wright hit for a loss by a group of Mountaineers. 7-0 at the half, second half. And more from the Eagle defense. Justin Ellis with the sack for Georgia Southern. The Eagles down 10-0, but the offense finally starts to move the ball. Connor Sigelski hits Caleb Hood for a nice pickup and a first down. That would lead to points as Britton Williams connects from 38 yards away. That was the good news. The bad news, that's as close as things would get. Appalachian State would score 20 unanswered points, and they'd go on to win this one by a final count with 27-3 ending the Eagles' season.
It's been awesome. I really enjoyed it. I wish tonight would have turned out a little bit different, but I've enjoyed it. The past couple weeks have been awesome. I can't really say much other than that. I've enjoyed the ride.
You know, one of the things Colin and I talked about last week in the postgame was just your poise and how it didn't seem too big, even here today with a tough road environment. You just didn't seem too rattled by it.
I mean, they had a great crowd, but as I said last week, it's a game I've been playing forever. It's not much more than that. I just tried to go out, have fun, and do what I was supposed to do. We wish we could have had a different outcome, but I mean, that's to the point where I really didn't let it rattle me because it's the same game I've been playing forever.
Hey, man, I just told them that I was proud of them. I appreciate the effort. I can appreciate the, you know, they kept fighting. You know what I mean? We had a couple plays that didn't go our way tonight, and, you know, besides that, I thought we played hard. You know, we held them under 100 yards rushing, gave up a big kickoff return that killed us, and then 2 long passes. Other than that, I thought we played really good football on defense.
Yeah, it really seemed like the game swung right there towards the tail end of the third quarter.
Yeah, you know, even when we got to 3, you know, we kick off, I thought we had a little momentum, but then they run the kickoff straight back and just kind of knock us back out. But, you know, I'm proud of the guys. You know, our seniors fought. I'm wishing them nothing but success. And, you know, and the young guys, hopefully they'll remember what this feels like so we can get it right next year.
And for you personally to have this opportunity to lead the team through a tough time, what's that meant to you?
You know, I'm an Eagle, so I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity. It was a great 8 weeks for me, so I can't complain. I wouldn't have chosen to do it any other than the guys and the guys in that locker room, so I'm very proud of them. I love them to death, and I wish them nothing but the best.
The Eagles finishing off the season at 3-9. Head coach Clay Helton on the road at the Savannah Quarterbacks Club this week, where he announced that Kevin Whitley would be retained as an assistant coach and that he will be hiring the new assistant coaches over in the next week or so. We had a chance to get out there and hear from him as he talked about that and some other topics as well.
Yeah, really excited. You know, this is just an hour away from Statesboro, and to see the passion and the love of this group for not only a game of football, but for Georgia Southern, and to have so many alumni in the room tonight, it's just good to talk to great football people.
I know there's a lot going on in the college football world. You've been busy since the jump getting in Statesboro. Yeah. Talk about it. Yesterday was a tough day, but it's one of those days that comes with college football.
Yeah, it is. Anytime that you go through a period of transition, it's always hard, and you do it with the utmost respect. There's some first-class people that were part of the last staff, and you know, having the ability to keep Coach Whitley on board with us, a man of character, a man that has great knowledge of the game, can develop kids, has care and concern, and really a guy that brings great accountability and discipline to the program. So excited about having him move forward with us. I've been blown away by the interest in the jobs and people responding to wanting to be here. You know, we're wanted to honor and respect the opportunity of the last staff and the last team to be able to finish out the season. Over the next 2 weeks, we'll be adding new staff members as they finish up their season. Some of them are still playing, and we'll make those announcements as soon as possible. You know, not only the community, but the team has been great. I've had a chance to do a bunch of one-on-one meetings with our players, getting to know them, seeing their excitement level for the upcoming off-season training program that we're going to get to, their excitement to be able to introduce new staff members and get to know them. It's just it's an exciting time, to be honest with you. There's a lot of joy for the future and what it's going to bring, and I look forward to getting started. And we had our first really team meeting together last night, and to be able to see the looks on their faces as we turn a page, you could tell they were excited to get started.
Coach Helton expected to meet with the media in the next week or so to announce his new hirings, and a reminder that the early signing period will be taking place in 2 weeks. Stay with us. Plenty more to come on Upon Further Review.
Ready for fall? Us too at RJ Pope. Get ready to cheer on your favorite team in a new performance polo from Peter Millar, Southern Tide and AFCO. Ladies, we have the best brands and trending fashions. Complete your look with one of our best-selling shoe brands, Soft, On Cloud, and Free People. Shop these brands and so much more at one of our 3 locations, RJ Pope Buckhead, Downtown, and Vidalia.
Well, while football in our area might be done, flag football is in the postseason. You had Statesboro High, Southeast Bulloch, and The Portal Panthers all advancing to the state playoffs. Statesboro High fell on the road at Calvary, the defending state champs, by a score of 18-6 in the opening round. So they were defeated and ended their season. But Southeast Bulloch and Portal both were able to pull off victories in the opening and the second round, which were both held at the same spot. Portal winning on the road in Columbus as they end up advancing to the Elite Eight. The Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets played at Fred Shaver Field, defeated Jenkins and Northside Columbus to advance to the Elite Eight as well. We have some highlights from that game. Let's send you out for some action. Game 1 of the state flag football playoff. Southeast Bulloch hosting Jenkins, up 8-0. The Jackets in command. Quarterback Ansley Littles goes in for the score. And it's 16-0 after they go for 2 and are successful with the pitch from Corinne Talkington to Littles. Now it's 16-0. More to come as Littles finds Alex Odom the back of the end zone. They'd go for 1, and Talkington to Delaney Thames. 23-0 at this point. Still time before the half. And Kaylee Haas will go in for the score on the direct snap. Talkington then to Thames again. And the Jackets go on to win this one 44-0. So to round 2, which took place about an hour and 15 minutes later, this time against Northside Columbus. A little razzle-dazzle to start things off. Talkington to Abigail Morgan. She's tackled before the pitch. Later, a nice give and go with Littles and Talkington. Picks up another Southeast Bulloch first down. And then later on fourth down, Talkington to Morgan. Picks up a first down, and finally it's Littles getting outside, and she's in for the score. And it's 6-0 Southeast Bulloch on top. The Yellow Jacket defense playing solid in both games here. Littles, the flagpole. Littles later will find Addie Hood down the near sidelines for a first down. And a 20-yard pickup. Littles and Talkington then another give and go. And then capping the drive, Littles rolling left, and she finds Odom in the back of the end zone for the 24-yard touchdown. They'd go for 1. Talkington breaks the plane here. It's 13-0 at the half. We move ahead to the second half, and a huge play turned in by the Southeast Bulloch defense. Northside driving, and this pass will be picked off by a leaping Odom, who takes it all the way back to the 45-yard line. Later on offense, Talkington, the pitch to Littles, who cuts all the way across the field and goes in, but for some reason, she's called for flag guarding on this play. No problem, as Littles takes the pitch and fires to Odom for the touchdown. And then it's Haas to Thames for the finishing touch, as the Jackets go on to win 20-0 and move on to the state Elite Eight. Next up for the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets, they'll be hosting the Elite Eight with a chance at moving on to the Final Four, which will be held in Atlanta. They'll be playing at 5 o'clock on Thursday as they'll be hosting Columbus High School. As for the Portal Panthers, they will be hoping to punch their ticket to the Final Four as well. They'll be on the road at St. Vincent's coming up Thursday at 6:30. Stay with us, more to come upon further review. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests, and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care.
At Badcock Home Furniture and More, we know what it means to find the perfect fit. The feeling of surprise. That just right moment of delight. It's what we see every time a family finds their priced right style and snuggle perfect comfort. Because for us, home isn't simply where you live, it's how you live. Badcock Home Furniture and More. Just right.
Well, the Georgia Southern women off to one of the best starts in school history, 5-1. They were hoping to continue that streak this past week. They were hosting a tournament for Thanksgiving. They played on Friday afternoon and against South Carolina State, and then Saturday they were hosting Indiana State. Let's send you out for some of the highlights. Georgia Southern opening up the GATA Turkey Throwdown Friday afternoon at Hanna Fieldhouse, hosting South Carolina State. This one all Eagles from the start. Janiah Love Hill starts the scoring inside. Next, it's Wayne County's Taryn Ward showing off the moves. She turns and fires. Ward then left alone where she buries the 15-footer. Next, it's Constance Thomas driving in and getting this one to fall. The Eagles up by 10. Ward staying hot. She'd have 11 first-half points to lead the way for Georgia Southern. The Bulldogs try and make a run as they'd hit a season-high 8 3-pointers, but the Eagles stay in control, 1 of 12 steals. This one ahead to Ward for 2 more. Then it's Ward showing her range as she knocks down the triple. The Eagles able to clean up the glass as well. Lydia Freeman coming through with the putback off the miss here. The Eagles with 52 rebounds in the game. Deja Holmes then in the corner connects on the 3. The Eagles up 16 at the half. Second half, Holmes to Maya Banks to a cutting Ward. The Bulldogs fight back. They'd cut the lead to 5, but the Eagles close on a 10-0 run. Eden Johnson, 8 points and 10 boards in the game. Ward then driving in for 2 more as she gets this one to fall to make it a 10-point game. Maya Burns buries the 3-pointer. And finally, it's Johnson driving and waiting for this one to drop as it just hangs on the rim for a minute as the Eagles cruise 72-57, the final. Move on to Saturday. The Eagles looking to improve to 6-1 as they host Indiana State. Things start off pretty well as we pick things up with Taryn Ward picking up where she left off, hitting inside for 2. Next, Deja Holmes able to get the friendly bounce before the end of the first quarter as the Eagles took a 24-19 lead. In the second, nice feed inside to Taya Gibson, 2 of her team-high 16. The Sycamores battling back. Del Janae Williams hits for 2 of her game-high 26 points. Eden Johnson answering for the Eagles on the other side. Then it's Gibson powering up for 2 more. The Eagles continue to feed the hot hand. Gibson goes for another bucket and takes a 36-31 halftime lead. Second half, the game going back and forth. Maya Brown drives for 2, but Indiana State catches fire. They'd hit 7 3-pointers to none for the Eagles, and they'd go on to win this one by a final count of 71-67. The women able to improve to 6-2 on the season as they went on the road and knocked off the College of Charleston. Up next for them, Saturday at home at Hanna Fieldhouse. They'll be hosting Gardner Webb at 2 o'clock. As for the guys, they're in action next Wednesday as they will be hosting Carver. That'll wrap things up for now. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.